Hi, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, what you need to ask yourself first is, have I completed the beginning two columns of my KWL chart? If you have not, then stop the video now, go and fill out the first two columns of the KWL chart. So the first thing that we need to ask ourselves is, what is my learning target? Today I am learning how the natural physical characteristics of a community help shape how people live so that I can identify the landforms, climate, natural resources, and natural hazards of communities so that I know and understand when I can explore different features of communities by using maps, pictures, and reading text. So what is a community? A community is a group of people who live in the same area, such as a city, town, or neighborhood. So what makes up a community? That would be cities, counties, states, countries, continents, and the whole world. So then you ask yourself, what are some natural features of a community? You have rivers, lakes, hills, grasslands, swamps, forests, and mountains, just to name a few. What are the physical characteristics of a community? The first one would be landforms, which are natural features of the Earth's surface. Next would be the climate, which is the normal weather conditions of an area. You then have natural resources, which are materials that occur in nature and can be used by humans. And then, of course, our natural hazards, which are a naturally occurring event that can negatively impact the environment or people. What are some considerations of each physical characteristic of a community? So landforms, some are easier to live on than others. So you have to think about how people who live in the mountains would differ from people that live on grasslands. Climate, you think about the average temperature highs and lows, the average rainfall, the distance from the equator, and location on continent or distance to body of water. And you also have to think about the elevation. For natural resources, some resources are renewable, which means they replenish themselves, while others are non-renewable, which means they can only be used once. For natural hazards, a consideration would be that natural hazards can impact and change communities. Adapting to the physical environment, you have to think about clothing, shelter, food supply, and preparation for natural disasters. How would this impact a community? Now that you have seen the presentation and listened to the video, you now need to go back to your KWL chart and fill in the very last column. Once you have filled that column in, you will bring that to class with you the next day. So your complete KWL chart should be brought with you to class so that we can review the chart. Thank you, and I will see you soon.